Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on this week's episode. With me today is Xavier Mercado. Xavier is the owner and founder of Spearhead Conversations Podcast. Spearhead Conversations is hosted by Milwaukee Native Xavier and features some of the very best Southeastern Wisconsin has to offer. You're going to listen to entrepreneurs, musicians, athletes, and artists, all who display what they do to make their community a great place to work, live, and play. Xavier, thanks so much for joining me here.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, man.
This is exciting. This is amazing. So great to have you here.
Excited.
Man, just kind of seeing the progress that you've made over the year. You've started your podcast. I'm seeing that you're getting some really exciting and interesting guests on there as well. So where did this idea originally come? How did it start? What is the purpose?
Yeah, about a year ago, there was this type of self-reflection, sobriety. This
Mhm.
was this idea was born through sobriety, and it's kind of been from that habit changes as well. Through sobriety, just wanting to be a better person for me, my family, and those around me. So the idea started. I travel a lot, and when I hear about Milwaukee outside the state lines, there's never really anything nice said about us. Usually, people either say, "Hey, we're farmland," or we're just a boring city. And
Oh no, is that
you
what they
know,
say about us?
yeah, man. So I kind of with the idea was like, nah, this is my home. Um, I was raised here, and I have a lot of pride in it. And through this platform that I'm doing, it's showing the world, hey, we got volume here. Take a look at us.
Oh, that's so exciting. So it seems like you have a wide variety of guests on your podcast. Are there certain topics that you like to cover more than others? Are there certain guests that you prefer to have over others?
No, it's open. Small businesses, artists, athletes, musicians, you name it. Anything that um, that feels that shows the brightest of Southeast and Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm I'm more than yeah, like let's get them on.
Nice.
And as far as topics, when I have these interviews, it's really just getting to know the person.
Yeah.
Um, I really I've paid attention to a lot of podcasts, and with mine, I want to know someone. I want to be in someone's world. For that, whether it's an hour and a half. Kyle Olson, Emmy winner. We graduated with him.
Yeah.
His interview took 2.5 hours.
Once the conversation starts and it just keeps going, you lose track of time.
Yeah, it does. It honestly, the time flies when you're opening up. It starts off me just asking who my guests were, where did they grow up, who
Mhm.
were they when they were growing up in school, what kind of crowd did they come up with. Then it goes into how did they find their passion, and from there, um, just trying to see how they've acquired their success.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah. Because we all have different paths and journeys and mentors or things that have inspired us to go in certain directions or not. So it's really good to get that feedback and insight from other entrepreneurs or business owners, just people in Milwaukee to see what they're doing right. What would they attribute their success to? Advice they may have for other people looking to go in a similar direction. So I think it's really important just to offer that opportunity to be on a platform and get your name out there, something that you're
Yeah,
doing, which is great to
you
see.
know, yeah, like people often will come up to, well, how are you making money? And it's
Mhm.
usually like, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm
Yeah.
doing this because, we just came out of a pandemic. Look at the world around us.
Mhm.
A lot of kids had to be home during this time. And, you know, uh, it's a type of, I have 4 kids and my oldest is 13.
Mhm.
Um, when I, me do me through me doing this platform, it's to show, my kids direction. Let them see what success looks like. Cause um, success has many definitions. I mean, it really, you don't have that much. You don't have to have that much to have success.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I find you find your passion and you love what you do. That's success right there.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree. And especially coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic, where we were all really encouraged to stay away from one another, we really lost that connection, that human
Yeah.
relationship building that's so essential for our well-being. We lost that during COVID, and now we're trying to find ways to get back and connect again with each other without being too crazy, because it's been divisive. And just the world that we're in now, there's a lot of outside influence that can get us irritated, can make us sort of shun away other people and have those conversations. But having a platform similar to this, what you're doing, leading by example, showing people, hey, whatever version of success, whatever level of success you're hoping to achieve, you can probably do it. It just depends on what your end goals are, what you're trying to do. And especially in your situation. With the podcast, you don't need to make money right away. It's more about the passion, what we're doing. And then you can kind of figure it out from there.
Yeah. It honestly, it's been a rewarding journey. People ask about how you're getting paid. Really, the payment is in the stories. I have, the stuff when you open up, the stuff that comes out, and like I said, I step into these people's worlds and you find out some interesting stuff. I had a guest, Dario Mercado, and he goes by GPL Magico. He was born in his family farmhouse.
Wow.
And and he didn't have diapers. He had cloth. So, it's a different type of world. And through these conversations, that's just some of the things that come out. And it's the appreciation that people trust and feel that comfortable to open up to me in the way they do.
Mm-hmm.
This whole journey, it is. It does get down to that. I mean, and I love it. I love the guests that come on. There's levels of success, and I've been fortunate and blessed to get some pretty, highly successful people. Kyle Olsen being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Phillips, he's a music director. He goes by the name of Philly Flyboy. Jason Abraham, I interviewed him.
Nice.
And just finding out about each guest, the reward is there, the payment is there. It's like, please give me that. I love it. It opens my world in so many ways, and right now I can't put the wordings on it, but I love it. I do.
That's great. I think you're doing a great job just showing your passion and the pride that you take in putting out a quality podcast, because it can be a lot of fun, but I'm sure there's tons of work that goes behind the scenes that many people may not even realize. And it's not even just you, right? You're doing the podcasting, the hosting, but is there a team behind you that's helping to put all this together to make it run smoothly?
There is. This wouldn't be possible without those with me. You got Omar Lozano, and he's the videographer. And then you have Michael Cooper, which he does the audio. These guys, it's pretty cool, the story. Michael Cooper was through a bachelor party for my sister getting married.
Oh,
so
nice.
His brother-in-law got married to my sister. And through that, we were at his bachelor party. He gave me a ride back to the house. And, I started talking about the podcast. And he's like, dude, I went to school for this. And he's like, if you ever need anything edited, blah, blah, blah. He's like, call me up. And
nice.
I did. And it bloomed from there. Omar Lozano, I first saw his stuff, his video. He does music videos on the south side of Milwaukee. And I came across one of his videos and I was like, holy, like this is professional. I definitely had a vision of, doing visual for my podcast, which I do a video a month. Through that, we met. August 4th. No. We met in July. And then we shot my commercial that I did to introduce the podcast Spearhead Conversations.
Yeah,
And
that was a cool commercial. I really like that. When you said professional, well done, that is a commercial. That is how you say, hello, world. Here I am. Here's our podcast.
Yeah, and it was me. I gave him the vision, and he took the rest, and he did it with himself. He's talented. He's self-taught. It's amazing, and through this, us three, we've stood side by side, and we each of us have our passions, and forming that together, you have this platform. This platform wouldn't be possible without them.
Absolutely. And that's another thing, is giving credit where credit's due, because of course, many of us, we like to think of ourselves as either, of course we can be self-taught, but really being self-made. Truthfully, I don't think anyone is really ever self-made. There's always a mentor, someone they learned from, a team of people or friends that help put the pieces all together. And I think that shows the importance of showing that you're passionate about it enough where other people want to join your mission too, which I think is what they wanted to do. They said, we believe in you, we believe in the idea, and we want to come join you and help make that a reality. And now it is where it is today. I mean, you're booking 2 months out in advance. You have a wait list trying to get on. I mean, this is something that people are really grabbing a hold of and taking interest in.
They are. And like I said, through sobriety and habit changes and just focusing in on what truly matters, what legacy am I going to leave behind? Especially for my children. I've always questioned myself, like, when I leave this place, how am I going to be remembered? And, especially to my children, and this is a world I'm going to leave them in. And I just, I tell anybody, especially everyone who's believed in this mission, that I'm on this journey. This really is to put a spotlight on this city, because the city is special. It's been amazing. I manifested this. I saw this vision, and I literally, with the help of others that believe in it the way I believe in it, it's come together, and it's made an impact. It's definitely made an impact, and it's just pushing forth.
Oh, absolutely. And to even have the privilege to be able to have you on my podcast today, someone who I went to high school with, but so many years have passed. What is it, 12, 15 years now since high school, that we grow and we change, and so much changes within our lives and our experiences, that it's really nice to connect once again, to actually share that and see what we have going on, how we're growing, how we can help each other. So it's just incredible to have you on here. So what kind of new, absolutely. What kind of new and exciting things are coming down the pipeline that you might want to share with people?
So you might hear my little ninja in the background.
That's all right.
If you want to pause this video right now, he's about to come down.
I think it sounds all right, but that's up to you.
Okay, well, it's up to you, man.
I actually can't even hear it on my end.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Did you hear that dog barking in the background earlier?
No, I did not. I have a dog right here, and it hasn't barked, so I've been very happy.
There were 2 dogs barking outside, and I was like, I hope Xavier doesn't hear that. Like, but I can't hear your ninja in the background.
Yeah, but as far as new things coming, through these interviews, you network and you create relationships with people that truly open up to you, and through that, there's they also believe in the mission. So today, I was able to get a type of sponsorship for threads to wear on my visual podcast.
What? Wow.
Yeah. So a small business owner by the name of Fred, 414 Milwaukee Clothing Company. It's located in the 3rd Ward. I met with him today. He was referred to me a couple of days ago, and yesterday we talked. It was about an hour-long conversation over the phone, talking to this guy for the first time. So I was like, you know what? I want to meet this guy. So I went and met him today. And, I proposed, hey, I do a visual podcast every month. If you'd like to, you know, advertise your exclusive wear, I'd be willing to throw it on. And today he hooked me up with some cool gear. And from there, it's those type of things, man. Yeah, I'm here to just spread the love and try and help our city grow as one.
Oh, that's incredible, man. And not that even you went in there with the intention, like, I'm going to get some free clothes. You're like, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to talk to someone, build a relationship, see what's going on, invite them to the podcast. And suddenly it's blossomed into this sponsorship where now you can take advantage and showcase what they have going on. You can rock their threads now. Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. Other things. I haven't told anyone this, but we're gonna give it on your. You're the first one to actually interview me, so I'm gonna throw this. After the New Year's, we have a radio station that is backing us. It's called hittinghardradio.com, and it's online radio. About 80,000 listeners per week. So wow. I'm hoping through that, once we switch our catalog over, I'll get to keep all my platforms, but it'll be hyperlinked onto theirs, and through there, hopefully people start receiving the messages we have coming through our platforms.
Oh man, that is so exciting. How cool. Just an opportunity for you to reach more people, connect with more people, and to showcase what is great about Milwaukee to a new area of listeners who may have not listened before.
It's the authentic thing about my platform, Spearhead Conversations, is that you're going to get a variety. You have people that are structured, and I can respect that, but you also have people that have come up from some rough settings. And with that, I always keep it open, because to me, that's what gives the authenticity. And I'm not here to be censored. I'm not here to be told how I'm gonna relay these people. It's truly truly conversations. Some of these people I meet for the first time, that when I interview them, I talk to them beforehand, and sometimes I meet them beforehand, but for the most part, there's a lot that come onto the platform where I meet for the first time in the room, and they're shy at first.
Of course.
And then as the conversation goes, it unravels. And when it unravels, you get the diamond in the rut.
Oh, absolutely. It's hard to stop it once it starts rolling. Once those barriers are broken down and people aren't aware that they're being recorded, you can actually get a little more personal and be candid. Like you said, truly conversational. It's got to be real. It's got to be authentic. People have to enjoy listening to it. They want to hear what you have to say. So you've been having so many different conversations with obviously pretty successful people here in Milwaukee. Is there one common theme, piece of advice that you are kind of noticing with all these successful people? What does it take to be successful? What are they doing right?
Consistency. Yeah. You just got to be consistent. You got to shut out the outside noise, and through the past year, I've been reading more books in my life than I ever read before. And even in those books, consistency.
That's so crazy. But I think it's so true that so many people fail to realize the consistency. You have to stick with something. You have to have your goal, your vision. What is the end result you're hoping for? And that's going to keep you motivated while you're trying to find your journey. And it's funny that you said you've read more books in the last year than you have in the last, your whole life for like the past 20 years.
Life.
Like,
I'm up to 12 books in the past year.
That's incredible. Is there one book that resonated the most with you? Is there one you would recommend to the listeners?
The one that started me off on my journey was 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah.
One that I really enjoyed was Compound Effect. The Compound Effect. That's a good one. Ego is the enemy. And Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Quantum Leap. Those were to basically, you know, familiarize myself with, financial literacy. It's been a journey. Like I said, it's growth.
Oh,
But from everyone I've talked to, that's the number one thing they talk about. They talk about consistency.
man, that's incredible. And it's so true when it comes to when you're starting your own business, doing something for yourself or others, there's a big learning curve. You don't know a lot going into it, but if you're willing to learn and to apply the techniques and the tips that you learn, be consistent with it, then you will be successful. You can actually see it through until you reach your goal, which I think is really important. One of the big books for me have been the 12-week year, which is just condensing your yearly goals into a 12-week period, one quarter basically. So you can basically achieve more by doing less, by sticking with a more consistent schedule. And it teaches you some tricks for reaching that. But I think that's important for all of us is when we go into something, keep an open mind, be open to learning, because you are never going to stop learning. There's going to be more tips and tricks, a new way of doing something that you'll figure out and learn how to do. That's just going to help you grow, but you have to be willing to learn.
Yeah, that the compound effect that I read, it's more, it says, it don't matter how many baby steps. It doesn't matter as long as you're consistent and you're working towards some, it builds up, and it really does. And, before this year, it was party, and, that gets old. And, there come a point in your life where you got to ask yourself, what are you doing? And I had that moment, and it hit hard. And, so it's consistency.
Nice, man. That's incredible, man. Just really cool hearing about your journey. And I'm sure it's going to be inspiring to others to hear this podcast as well. Where can people find you online? Where can they find your podcast?
Well, it's, you got YouTube. I drop a monthly video on YouTube. Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Nice. And then podbean.com is the distributor.
Okay, excellent. It looks like that one is going to be spearheadconversations.podbean.com. And would you like anyone to connect with you online, personally through LinkedIn or Facebook, or should they just go through Spearhead and you can filter them up?
Yeah, just hit me up through my social platform. Facebook primarily is what I use to, advertise. And just, inbox me. I'm here. But it's definitely, new faces. Always excited for.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool. Thank you so much for joining us today, Xavier. Really cool hearing about your journey and your story. And I'm sure others are going to be inspired and want to join you on your podcast as well. So hopefully you can keep an eye out for some new conversations, new faces to come rolling in. And I'm so excited to see the next year of growth for you. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you for having me on. I'm like flattered. I'm like, this is the first real someone really cares to ask me questions.
It's like the classic always a bridesmaid, never a bride. And you're always interviewing.
I'm like, it's like I'm on one end. It truly is. It's like I'm always interviewing, asking people, but no one ever asks me.
I just want to be heard.
Please. I was hoping you were going to add that in. I was waiting for it.
Yeah. But it's fun. Podcasting is a new wave, and people, I suggest to anyone, if there's any advice I could give to anyone, it's times have changed, and you just need to be true to yourself and cancel out the outside noise and just focus on what matters to you. This journey of being, finally listening to who I am and acknowledging what drives me. For the first time in my life, I know what passion is, and it's a beautiful thing. And I will tell anyone who listens to this, cherish that. Find your passion, and
You have to.
put a signature on this world, because you're as special as the next person next to you. But yeah, I'm really honored for. Thank you for bringing me on, and getting to know me a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate it. I really do. No, Xavier, it's been excellent, and really just having new people on, making connections, communicating with others. Like you said, there's a new way to have conversations, to connect with people. And like you said, you want to wake up with drive and purpose and ambition every day. And when you have that as your goal, something you can stick with, it's going to give you drive and that purpose, a reason to wake up every day, really to push hard and push yourself beyond your limits. So I hope the story for everyone is really inspirational and just kind of gives them that drive to say, that thing I thought about doing, I think I'm going to go through with it. I think I'm going to stick with it, be consistent, and make my dreams come true.
Yeah, man. And I'm trying to show the world that we're a special place. And with that, tune in. Weekly episodes drop.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I promise you, it will be the best time of your life. The best time.
Dude, if you could do commercials or promos strictly with that voice, I think there's a market for that. People can't help but laugh when they hear that.
When I first heard that voice, I thought of Space Jam, the little one, the little monster. Yeah. I love that.
Well, hey, man, I'm going to let you get back to your dinner. I think you're making pizzas tonight or something.
Yes, it is. DiGiorno, baby.
Love it. Oh, it's delivery, huh? No, it's DiGiorno.
No, it's DiGiorno, bro. Yeah.
That's great.
Well,
thanks so much, man.
Thank you for having me on, man.
Absolutely. Hey, looking forward to it, man. Rock on. Keep it up. Take it easy, man. We'll talk to you later.
You as well, brother.
Thanks. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.